What's going on, guys? It's your boy Julius, back at it with another video on Project Gsxr. I got some parts I'm going to be installing today. It shouldn't be too long. It should be a straightforward install, but every time I say that, it ends up taking forever. So we'll see how it works out. I got some parts I'm going to be installing today. They're right here. Let's take a look at them. Check it out. So the very first thing I'm going to be installing is this right here. This is going to be a R6 throttle tube. What this is going to do is going to reduce the amount of rotation necessary when you twist the throttle. The Gsxr kind of has to, a throttle, you kind of have to do a full twist and a little more. And I don't know if you can see that scar right there. I've got plates and screws in this wrist, so kind of makes it a little difficult. With this throttle tube, it should reduce it. I'm not sure how far, but we'll do a comparison video on how far it is. But yeah, that's just a cheap mod. This is like $8 on eBay. I'll find a part number and post that down below in the description. Next, one thing that I do when I do my bikes, I don't follow everybody's rules of, oh, it's a sport bike, it's this, it's that, you should gotta keep it this. I make my bike comfortable for me. So what I've got here is a set of cruiser grips. I do long rides on my bikes, and like I said, with me having that broken wrist, it gets a little difficult on my wrist when I go on long rides. So I like comfortable grips. I've used Pro Grip before, and I've rubbed through those quickly. So I went ahead and I called up Kuryakyn, which is the grip that you mostly see on Harleys, and I asked them about their sport bike grips, and their part number for that is 6344. So this is the sport bike grip, and these are super comfortable grips. They're big, they're soft, you're not going to rub through those. And I've never had these before. I have rode a couple of bikes with them, but not a sport bike. It's been an actual Harley. So we'll see how these feel in that sport bike position, but I'm pretty excited about it, and it's completely different. I mean, how many of you guys have ever really seen a sport bike or a Gsxr with these types of grips on it? So that's gonna go on after that, along with the Kuryakyn Bar Ends, which, as you can see on this is made basically for the Harley, so there's no bar end on it. I went ahead and bought this, which is the bar end that goes, I have to basically take this cover off and put this on. It's gonna be interesting because the OEM bar ends, let's get over there real quick. The OEM bar ends are not attached to the grip. So when I twist the throttle, the bar end, let me get that cleared up for you. The bar end does not twist. So that's gonna change how that works. I'm really interested in seeing what it looks like, how it feels, and I will be doing a long-term review on these, of course, once I get a little bit of test time on it, a little bit of street time on it. So let's get to the video. Let's get the old throttle tube off, the old grips off, and put these on. Let's go. So the first thing we're gonna do is, well, I'm gonna take this off. This is my makeshift cruise control. I'm gonna be upgrading that. It kind of slips a little bit. I'll be upgrading that. But the first thing you gotta do is take off the bar ends here. These are just some eBay bar ends that I bought a while back. My bike took a little bit of a spill right after it was bought, so I went ahead and just got the cheapest bar grips I could find, the bar ends, I mean. So you take these off. So now that we got the bar end off, you got to take off the throttle housing, the throttle cable housing. It looks like there's two screws right on the underside here. I think this is how we do it. So let's take these out. There's one in the front and then one in the back side. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. All right, so now that that's off, pop it open. And then you have to remove the cables. Let me see what's the best way to do that. Okay, and then from there, this is what we got. So let's compare this to the R1 throttle tube here. As you can see from the throttle tubes, the R1 throttle tube is a lot fatter, which that is how it cuts down on the rotation of the throttle. So let's slide this on, and I'll put the grip on after I get it on there, because I want it to sit a certain way. So I'm gonna slide this on, get the cables put back in, and put it back together. So in order to actually get those cables back on, I was scared I was going to break the cables. I ended up having to remove the cables from the throttle bodies over here just to give me some more playroom. As you see, they're on. They seem to release a little bit on the slow side. We'll see if that changes when I get the grips on. Or I did put some lube in there. I'm not sure if that's how it was. It's releasing though every time. It doesn't get stuck. So that's on. I put the housing back on. I screwed it in. I have the adjustment screw all the way in, so it's adjusted as far as it possibly can be. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get these grips put on. So with the throttle tube on, you can see the throttle tube is actually a little bit shorter than the last one that was on there. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna cut a little bit of that off on both sides. That way, when I put the grip on, it's leaving a nice gap, and it's kind of dragging here on the edge here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut that down to the throttle tube, and yeah, it should be good. So that's the only modification it looks like I'm gonna have to do to get this done. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are the next day. Of course, when I say something is gonna go easy, it never does. Basically what happened was I put the grip on. It was dragging a little bit, and I was able to compare it to another bike that snapped back, and it was dragging a lot. When I actually tightened it down all the way, it dragged completely. So I did some research real quick. The R1 throttle tube fits in there no problems. It goes in there no modifications at all. Okay, so like I was saying, the R1 throttle tube fits in there, but the R6 throttle tube actually gives you less of a turn. But since the back of the throttle tube, which let me show that to you real quick, you can see the significance in size, how big this is. It's definitely way bigger. So you do have to take your Dremel and you have to cut a little bit out. Let me get in here with you guys and show you what I had to do. Okay, so right down in here where the cable comes out, there's a little wall that comes out, and I had to basically take the Dremel and grind that down, and now everything snaps back quickly like it's supposed to. No binding, no catching, none of that. So let me put it back together and I'll show you guys what's going on. And the best way I found to do this for the R6 throttle tube, mostly for the R6 because it's so fat, is you definitely have to take the throttle cable out at the throttle bodies. You don't have to take it all the way, but you have to get it off of the bracket, and that gives you enough space to put the cables on without damaging the cables. Once you get those cables on, before you twist the throttle, make sure you put it on down here at the throttle bodies. Now you can give it a twist. Snaps back. If I close it, and I put pressure on it like it would be with the screws in, snaps back exactly how it should. So I'm happy with that. Put the screws in. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting these grips on. I'm going to slide them on first and see what position I want them in, where I want my hands to sit, because as you see, there's rubber and then there's metal. So I'm not sure where I want them to be. So I'm gonna slide them on the bike, and once I slide them on, sit on the bike, see what feels most comfortable, and then glue them down. So that's gonna be the next move. Let's go ahead and get these things on real quick. They slide on pretty easily, but once you add the glue, it'll be a little more difficult. So bike. All right, so what I think I like is when my hands are dirty, but when the palms are resting right on top of the rubber. So I think that's what position I'm gonna go for. Yeah, I like the way that feels when I twist it. It still feels good. All right, that's what I'm gonna go for. If you can see here, I've got my weighted bar ends on this side, and on this side I don't have the bar ends. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go with. You guys get in the comments. Let me know what you think likes better. I think protection wise, I'm gonna go with the weighted bar end, just because from what I'm looking at, if my bike ever lays down, it doesn't look like my bars will keep the plastics off the ground, which in the past I know they've have. When I've laid the bike down, usually the bike lays on the slider, the peg, and the front two, or the bar end and the rear stand, whatever that thing is. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with the long one just for protection, and we'll see. I'll keep the pieces. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think the other one looks better, I'll go there, but I'll have them both here for a while. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this one, so let's get going. So the glue that I'm gonna use is Rapid Fuse. It works on rubber, metal, everything. It basically works on everything. I've used it on shoes before, I've used it on backpacks, and it works pretty good. The Grips Kuryakyn does come with some grip glue, but the grip glue was already dried up before I was even able to use it. When I opened it, everything was dried up. I looked it up. People use all types of stuff for glue, everything from PVC glue to spray paint to whatever. So I looked this up. This is something that I have used before. I've been pretty happy with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can always take them off and use something else, but I'm pretty sure this will be a good fit for this application. It dries in 30 seconds, so I'm gonna do one at a time and go from there. So on this side, I'm not gonna use as much glue because that was definitely a lot of glue and ended up getting on my fairings. Luckily they're black, so you can't really see it. And yeah, I don't think these grips are going anywhere. I think this is gonna hold it pretty good, because even I was trying to twist it and rotate it to where I wanted it, and I ended up breaking the attachment for this whole housing here. Luckily it gets pretty tight, it sits in place, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, maybe a little less glue next time. This is gonna hold your grips a little too good. So there we go, we got both grips in and the R6 throttle tube in. I'm gonna go ahead and get a test ride and see how much it actually, or see if it actually feels better. And yeah, I'm excited. So these grips look like they're gonna be very, very comfortable. Just putting my hands on them for the little bit of time that I had them on there, I can definitely already feel the difference. So I'm excited about that. So I appreciate you guys watching. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to hit me up in the comment section or wherever it is. I even post my email at the end of the videos. You can hit me up on my email. any questions at all, if I know it, I'll let you know. If not, you know, I would tell you what I would do. So definitely hit me up. Definitely hit up the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and hit that bell notification right down there to your right hand side. That way you can get notified every time I post up a new video. I appreciate you guys for following. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking it through, and catch you next time. Let's go.